Okay, guys, now on to lesson 4. We're going to work on the distributive property. This one's a really short one. You learned the distributive property in algebra at the beginning of the year, same time that you learned commutative property, associative property, all the different properties that you use. Distributive property, though, continues through math consistently. It never goes away. You always see it, and it's something that some of us still struggle with. So we wanted to do just a quick review lesson on the distributive property. So looking at your notes at the top, the distributive property is modeled, this is the algebra way to say it, A, and then in parentheses, B plus C is equal to AB plus AC. So basically what I'm doing is I'm passing out that A. I multiply the A times the B, but if I do that to B, I have to multiply the C by the same thing. Cannot forget to give both of them that A. If you don't, it's kind of like if I gave one of you a cookie and I didn't give a cookie to the rest of the class, there would be a little bit of resentment there, right? So let's not make that C angry at you, because, you know, what'd C ever do to you? Don't forget to check your signs. We're going to go over this. So let's do some practice. 2 times x plus 1. Well, let's see. I'm going to pass that 2 out and multiply it by both the terms in the parentheses. So I'm going to have 2 times x, but don't forget you also have to do 2 times 1. And that turns into 2x plus 1, right? No worry about the signs. I didn't have any negatives. Everything was good, okay? If you're watching this in class, you don't understand what I just did, maybe you should raise your hand, get my help, get one of the other teachers' help, okay? Now I've got -3. I'm going to pass that out. Watch your negative sign, because I have -3 times 4. I also have -3 times -x. I'm going to end up with -12 plus 3x. How did I get the plus? A negative times a negative is a positive. -3 times -x is a positive 3. Okay? Here what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my ninja number. I'm going to put my 1 in there. Remember, mathematicians are lazy. We don't always put the 1. But that's what I'm multiplying. I'm not multiplying by 4. 4 is not what's in front of that parenthesis sign, right? There's a minus between the 4 and the parentheses. There's the ninja number 1. That's what I'm multiplying by. So I end up with 4 minus 3x, because -1 times positive 3x is a negative. And I have -1 times -5. That turns into a positive. Oh, whoops. But, you know what I forgot to do? What did I forget to do? I forgot to combine like terms, right? So I tell you guys what. Your practice is actually embedded in this video. It's going to be an Edpuzzle. But I'm going to leave space at the beginning of the Edpuzzle, or when we first flip to the next page, for you to give me the answer to that. So if I combine like terms, it's a nice little review of lesson 2. What do I end up with? What can I combine? How can I make that prettier? I forgot to do it, so you guys get the opportunity to earn credit on my mistake for not finishing that problem. Yay, right? All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to do these problems. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up in Edpuzzle, and you're going to do each one. Watch your signs, okay? Write it out. That's one big problem that everybody seems to have, is writing it out. And if we're making mistakes on the Edpuzzle and we're not really getting it, then when you have to redo a practice, which you're going to have to do, I'm going to make you write it out. So write it out now. Get it over with, okay? All right, guys. Good luck on this Edpuzzle. So first you're going to do the 4 times 5n minus 1. Okay. All right, so now you're doing -5 times 9x minus 9. Remember that negative on the 5, right? A negative times a positive is a negative term, but a negative times a negative is a positive term. All right. Now you have 6 minus 3 times 6 plus 7a. Remember, it's not the 6 that you're multiplying through by, it's the -3 that you're multiplying through by. The next one, -2n minus, and then you have the parentheses. Don't forget your ninja number. What goes between that negative sign and the parentheses? Write it down. And then the last one, remember, you're not multiplying through by -4. It's the 7 that's touching the parentheses, so that's what you're multiplying by.